So all of my life, I really didn't like exercise. I actually hated exercise. And
so I came up with a list of common questions that people might wonder before they start their fitness journey. But before I ask those, I wanted to ask you, have you ever been on a fitness journey before?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like to exercise at all, you know. And it's so funny because people in college, I went to University of Virginia, and people that were in my class that knew me well, when I told them I was starting a fitness business, they were like, you? I didn't want to walk to the cafeteria to eat. I want to take the bus. I hated exercise, you know, and what changed me was I didn't like the way I was looking. I didn't like the way I was feeling. I felt like I was aging. I felt like I couldn't walk up the stairs without breathing heavy, and I was like in my late 20s. That was crazy, and I don't want to be like that anymore. So I just made a conscious effort, desire to just start. And I started low. I went slowly. I did maybe 2 days a week at first, and I added on when I got comfortable. And when I started to see real results, then I was like, oh, I want to keep this up even more and become a trainer. So everybody's not going to go that route, but that was just my route.
And so your fitness journey was when you started when you were in college?
No, because, you know, I was a person who's on a roller coaster. Like I would start and stop, start an exercise program, stop, or I was what you call an event exerciser. So I would go get in shape for an event, and when the event was over, I would stop exercising. I didn't become consistent until April '99.
Okay. So are there any tips that you might have for college students who are trying to get in shape?
You got to start. And that's the hardest part. You got to start doing something that you really like to do too. Like if you like dancey stuff, do something like turbo kick. It's like a really fun dancey kickboxing class. You know, lift. You know, really. A lot of people don't like to work out because of the cardio aspect. They feel that they're going to die. Like their chest gets tight and they get very uncomfortable. So another good way to start is to start with strength training. And strength training can actually completely change your body. It can make you drop fat faster because the more muscle you have in your body, the more calories you burn in a day. So if you need to start somewhere without feeling that feeling of that awful feeling that makes you want to vomit, it makes you really hot and just feel bad as you can strength train, you can also start with yoga. Just do little things or do things that you like and slowly get into it. And then once you start to see your body change, you're going to be addicted. You want to keep going.
So I think that one myth that people think that they have to do when they first start exercising is that they might have to like just start right off the bat, like crash diet, just cut everything out, start eating clean right off the bat. Do you think that that's something people have to do?
No, it's the opposite. So I always tell my members, you always start with making exercise a habit first. Because what happens is when people get in this mood, like you know, beginning of the year, everybody wants to make a resolution. So what they do is they start exercising like crazy. They weren't exercising before. They change their diet, and then a month or 3 weeks later, they crash and burn because they've done too much. It's like trauma to you. So you have to do one or the other. And I always suggest, because the food part I think is harder to change than the exercise part. Well, for me it was, and for most of my members. So what you do is you get the exercise part down first. You get that part down, so you go 2 days a week for your first month. Then you go 3 days a week for your second month. Your third month, do 3 days a week. Your fourth month, do 4 days a week. So keep adding on slowly. By 6 months into your workouts, you've made it a habit, you're comfortable with it, you're going pretty regularly. Then you look at your diet and you say, I'm gonna see if I drink 4 Cokes in a day, I'm gonna start drinking 2 Cokes in a day. So you start taking things out slowly. Not taking them out, but decreasing them slowly. So instead of having 2 bags of chips, I'm only going to have 1 bag of chips. So you start to take things out that are bad for you slowly. Then before you know it, you've taken all that bad stuff out and you're eating clean. So it's a process. And if you do too much at one time, you're just going to crash and burn.
And do you think that that technique can also be a way to like reduce craving that bad food?
Yeah, because anytime that you just what did you say, crash diet or just total deprivation, if you deprive yourself completely of the things that you really love, it's just human nature. You're going to crave it, and you're not going to stop until you get it. So if you still allow yourself to have it from time to time, just not as much of it, you could beat those cravings.
So if someone were to start their fitness journey by taking D3's classes, how often would you suggest that they come when they first start?
I guess when they first start, just 2 days a week, and you can take actually 2 classes back to back. So you can do a 50-minute class and then a 25-minute class back to back. So you're only arriving at D3 twice, but you're getting in 4 classes a week, which is great. And you always work at your own level. So regardless of where you are, if you're a beginner, we treat you like a beginner. If you're intermediate or advanced, we treat you that way. So we will always meet you where you are when you take our classes, so that you never feel like you are overwhelmed or you can't do something. But 2 days a week, 2 classes was really good.
And another myth that you just busted when you were on Windy City Live was that how a lot of women think that if they lift weights that they're going to bulk up. So can you tell me a little bit about why that myth isn't true?
So the women that actually bulk up, they do that on purpose. They do certain things to make sure that they do bulk up, because they're usually bodybuilders or figure competitors, etc. So you know, lifting heavy weights, just lifting heavy weights is not going to bulk you up. There's a lot more involved in that. And you know, lifting heavy weights, all that's going to do is actually do the opposite of what people think. It's going to put more muscle mass on you, more lean muscle mass, and it's going to make you burn more fat faster, so you can be smaller faster. So, you know, the myth is it's horrible, and so many women have fed into it all these years. And you need to lift heavy. You need days that you lift heavy, and we have classes at D3 that you just lift heavy. We have classes at D3 that are lightweight, so that's more like toning and sculpting, and then we have a mix of them. So you need to lift heavy, you need to lift light, and you need to lift medium too. So kind of do everything, but lifting is huge, and every woman needs to be doing it.
And one more last misconception that I think a lot of people might have when they're trying to start their journey is that they think getting fit is really expensive. So do you have any tips to like maybe lower the price of it?
So, I mean, do stuff at home, you know, find it's kind of hard to work out at home for some people because you're not as disciplined and you won't get that last rep in. So, I mean, you can always watch the different channels on TV, or shoot, YouTube is free. There's so many videos on YouTube nowadays that you can watch. But find a friend who's just as serious as you are and work out together and push each other. You know, in the summertime, especially in Chicago, it's so rarely nice here. So in the summertime, you know, go to the lake and jog or walk or do something, get some weights and walk quickly. But, you know, there's so many things that you can do on your own now that you don't have to spend a penny. You know, just stuff free on TV, or just go outside and get some good workout, go to a track and walk. There's so much you can do. There's really no excuse for that now.
Thank you for busting those myths and answering those common questions. And now I'm just wondering, what's up next for D3? I've seen you all gaining a lot of momentum business-wise, and I actually attended your Taste of D3 and just saw how big it's becoming. So what's up next for you all? So
we're growing rapidly. I think you know, it's been 9 years, and it's like we're finally like busting out. Finally, we just did a huge remodel renovation of our studio, which we love. You know, we have a huge studio. We can fit up to 80 people in here. So we were thinking about moving, but there's really no need to. We have a great location. It's free parking for everybody, and it's nice here. So we decided to stay this for a while. And our next thing is just to keep growing. You know, we're really hitting a lot of media circuits now, and really I'm writing a lot of things for different magazines. I'm really trying to get the word out that, you know, D3 is here. Because everybody's they come to me and they're like, this is the best kept secret in the South Loop. You know, I don't want to be a secret anymore. It's been 9 years. So we're growing, and we're growing rapidly, which is a great thing. I'm very thankful to God, because most fitness businesses die at year 7. They just are not around long enough to sustain, especially boutiques. And we've been here for 9. We were the first boot camp on the south side, or south of Chicago, and we are lasting, and we're the best. And I think that in the future, what's gonna make us sustain is the structure we have. We have die-hard loyal members who love us, who've been here since '07, since we started. A lot of our members have been here since then, never left. You know, our goal is to continue to deliver the best services, give the best programming that we can, and just continue to get better and better.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and I really enjoyed talking to you, and I hope your business reaches more and more success.
Well, thank you very much.